Good morning. I got up nice and early to beat the heat. It's gonna be a hot one today, so I'm encouraging you to stay hydrated, drink a lot of water. Our course tour continues. Got two things I want to talk about today. Number one, we're gonna look at our next hole on our agenda, which is gonna be number 5, which you can see right behind me there. And then number two, I want to talk about what was done to the greens a couple of weeks ago. I had a nice conversation with Chuck last Thursday, and he gave me a little bit of information. I'm not going to get too deep into it because I'm not an expert like he is, but I'll give you some bullet points on the conversation we had. So let's go take a look at number 5. To set the stage here, I'm back on the very back of the tee box here. Black tees are going to be 400 yards, give or take. White tees 389, gold 346, red 286, and that's on the scorecard. That's the yardage on the scorecard. So depending on where the tees are, you can see how deep the tee box is. Obviously, where they move tee markers changes the yardages considerably. But look how good this tee box is coming in. If you remember a video I did many moons ago, we showed this tee box was struggling quite a bit. Now it is not struggling. I'm on the white tee, and I'm always going to shoot these from the white tee. I think this is where the majority of golfers will play. And this is going to play just under 400 yards. Like most players that play Tega Cay often enough to know, this hole is kind of in the back of my mind when I tee off on number 1. Very tight looking driving area. But if I step over here to the right, you'll see over here behind these trees, it does open up a little bit. Now you can hit your tee shot to the left now because the trees up on the approach shot have been removed. But I do believe the better play is to hit it over here and let it come off that slope down to the left. 2 keys to playing this hole well, I believe. Well, 3. 1, picking a club off the tee that will get you closer to that 150 marker so you don't have 200 yards into the green. And then number 2, picking the correct line and keeping the ball in play. I always aim right there at that little hump, that little mound, and let it kick back to the left. And I usually hit something right around 5 wood or 3 hybrid or something like that. I want to hit something 220, 230 off the tee. But you've got to choose the right club off the tee. You've got to hit it well, and you got to keep it in play. Now, once you have the ball in play, I want to go up here and take a look because the challenge has just begun. You've got half the formula of hitting it in play. You've got half that formula taken care of. The other half comes from the fairway. Let's go take a look. So from the tee, this little beauty here is our goal. This is about where I want to try and get my golf ball as close to this as possible. Now, for perspective, as always, tee is back here. And anything I'd say from the 170 marker in, I'm going to be happy with. Here's that mound. You can see there is a fairway up here, a level hitting area. I have never had a golf ball stay up here. I've seen folks. It's a really good, if you can hit it up here, it's a really good launching pad to hit your shot in. Typically the ball is going to hit here and follow my footsteps back down. And when they do, you're going to have a shot somewhere around 165 or so if you play your cards right. Now here's the challenge. This green sits uphill. The green is relatively flat-ish, but now you've got to choose your club accurately. Does it play uphill? Do you play an extra club? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know how you play this hole. We could miss it right, we could miss it left, so let's go see what those shots might look like. So over here on the left-hand side of the fairway, you can still see, let me pan in so you can see. You can still see the flag right there from where I am, but I'm on almost the very far left-hand side of the fairway. as I go farther left into the rough, which is where I'm standing now, and you can see there's still another 30 steps of room over here. But the farther left that I go, I cannot see the green now at all. Now I have to hit a big hook or something high and drawing in. I don't really prefer that because this rough is no joke. You don't want to be over here on the left. This has bogey, double bogey, triple bogey written all over it. And then of course, I'm on the right hand side of the fairway. This was the hill we were talking about just a moment ago. You can hit it up here. Now, I have only seen the golf ball stay up on this hill a couple of times. And it was because someone hit it up near that weed line, near the out of bounds, and it trickled down this hill a little bit and just stopped in the rough. If that happens to you, good luck. There's not much up here to be desired. You've got a lie that's going to be well above your feet if you're a right-handed golfer, well below your feet if you're a left-handed golfer, trees encroaching here, uphill shot from 180. Not exactly what you're looking for. And in my opinion, this is why you don't want a 200-yard shot into this green. If you can just make out that little yellow flag right there, I'm down below the green. The vast majority of golfers from 200 yards on an uphill shot are going to miss-hit that longer iron. They're going to miss-hit that hybrid. And then this is the shot that you have. Way uphill. Barely see the top of the flagstick. This is no fun. So you've got to play something that, in my opinion, if you're going to miss on this hole, you have to miss long. Back here, you've got some shot options. I mean, granted, you've got this giant hill back here, but if you're gonna miss and have a shot back, at least back here you can see the entire green. Now, I'm not saying this is ideal. This hill's massive. But I'm saying when put to the choice of being short or being long, I pick long every time. And the green here is very challenging in my opinion. 19 steps deep at its widest marks, 33 steps wide. And now that I'm looking at it, the green kind of pitches to the back from the front. It's got a little bit of a false front all along the edge here, and it falls off over on the right hand side a little, and then of course it pitches to the back. Very challenging hole, very challenging tee shot, very challenging second shot, very challenging trying to get the golf ball up and down. It's very challenging trying to two putt. It's just a really difficult hole. And looking at the greens, if you played here in the last couple of weeks, you noticed that there was some work done on the greens. Chuck told me last week that what he did was basically verticut the greens, I believe in 3 different directions to get that top thatch layer removed. And then he took the greens mower, lowered the mowing height, and mowed the greens about as low as he could get them. I think he said that he just basically as low as he could possibly cut to cut that plant down. And reason was that when he said whenever he would pull the top plant back, like against the grain, in some places the plant was 1/2 inch to 1 inch long. And he wants that plant to be very, very, very short so that it gives a much better and faster putting surface. You don't want that plant being very long. It also helps, I guess, with grain. Nonetheless, he's a magician because the greens look absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to get back out and play some golf. I've only gotten to ring this bell 1 time for birdieing number 5. Seldom used. the understatement of the century. So that's hole number 5. So other than a challenging tee shot, a challenging second shot, a challenging up and down, and a challenging 2-putt, there's nothing to this hole. I mean, come on, I can't believe not everybody makes birdie every single time they play here. It's a really tough hole. It's something I have not really figured out. Sometimes even when I hit a really good tee shot, I don't hit the best of second shots. An offline tee shot really sets you up. You got to be smart if you don't hit it in play. If you have a pitch out maybe, instead of trying to do something goofy and compound the problem. That's hole number 5. I think you do the best that you can do. Try not to wound yourself too much and just run to the 6th hole. But I would be curious, how do you play the hole? What do you hit off the tee? What is your strategy? What yardage do you want into the hole? What tees do you play? I'm just curious. So I'm sure it'll help everybody else to read all the tips and things like that. So I'm off. As always, get those tee times booked. I will see you in the next video.